Alisha here with Terradrift, and if you've been following us for any amount of time, you've probably picked up on the fact that I'm a barefoot shoe fan. I like them. I like being able to flex my foot. I like being able to feel the ground beneath my feet. I like plenty of room for my toes to move. And I like not having to deal with an inch of padding and insulation that really just serves to make my feet all hot and sweaty. So yeah, I like barefoot style shoes. I got my first pairs last year, I think, the Vivo Barefoot Magna trail shoe, and then Xero's own Z Trail sandal, both of which we reviewed in full and both of which quickly became my favorite two pair of trail shoes. So naturally, I had to get my hands, or my feet, on some Xero shoes for hiking, namely the Mesa Trail Ultralight Trail Runner. But I intended to test these out for more than just trail running. I also hiked in them, wore them around town, and used them while running on a packed dirt hike and bike trail near my home in Austin. And you know what? I liked them. But let me break it down a bit for you. The Mesa Trail is a true minimalist barefoot style shoe, meaning there's no padding, no gel-injected soles, no chunky heel, and no arch support. All of which combine to actually promote more natural foot movement and posture, all of which are good things. The shoe itself consists of a delightfully airy mesh upper, a moisture-wicking lining, and a wonderfully spacious toe box. The flexible sole is designed to let your feet move the way feet are actually supposed to move, and zero drop means your forefoot and heel are always at the same level. Again, designed to promote balance and natural movement. The Mesa Trail has a 5mm thick rubber sole with 3.5mm lugs, which offer just the right amount of protection and grip on uneven surfaces. Plus, you have the option to remove the 2mm insole if you want an even closer to barefoot experience. The shoes are also super light, as in a women's 7 is only about 6.4 ounces. The shoes are vegan friendly, of course, and they come with Xero Shoes' 5,000-mile sole warranty, which means if your sole wears out before you've worn them about 5,000 miles, the brand will make it right by offering the same shoe at 60% off. Plus, there's also a 24-month manufacturer's warranty, so you can trust that you won't wear through these shoes prematurely, despite how minimalist they are. In fact, these shoes should last longer than most shoes designed for trail running, since avid runners replace their shoes way more often than 5,000 miles. Mostly because the cushioning and foam soles get smashed down. But since there's no cushy foam sole or padding here, there's nothing to get compressed and need replaced every few months. That makes this shoe more sustainable right off the bat, because it means fewer shoes are headed to the landfill every year, and then of course fewer shoes need to be manufactured to replace those shoes that went to the landfill. Also, and I'm not gonna get into the whole barefoot shoe argument in this video, but suffice it to say that studies suggest ultra cushy shoes actually don't protect you from injury. In fact, barefoot style shoes may actually be better for your feet, spine, knees, ankles, you name it. But yes, they do take a minute to get used to if you're switching over from traditional runners. But I digress. The Mesa Trail. You want to know what I thought of it. In short, I love it. It's airy, it's breezy, it dries quickly when it gets wet, it's spacious and comfortable, and looks pretty dang good all at the same time. The last point is my opinion, of course. I hiked in these shoes, I ran in them on and off trail and on the beach. I loved them. There's no extra fabric or cushioning or sweaty materials to make my feet feel claustrophobic. I do tend to prefer sandals over shoes for hiking and everyday wear if I have the choice. And the soles were neither too thin nor too thick. I could still feel the earth beneath my feet, but wasn't afraid that every little rock and pebble was gonna hurt my foot if I landed on it wrong. The shoes are easy to slide on and off without completely unlacing them, but felt secure on my feet once they were all tightened up. And I don't hate the color options. I mean, I would love to see one offered in all gray or black or even a nice, clean, undyed white, yeah? But I appreciate that there are more neutral colors to choose from with just a little pop in the details. We all know how much I hate, like, pink shoes. The multi-directional chevron lugs make for a secure feeling tread on rough ground, which is great. I felt pretty secure marching over all kinds of terrain, from trail running on wet rocks and muddy trails to hiking over dirt and gravel. And the strips of reflective material around the heels were a nice touch. They were comfortable with or without socks, and I love how light and flexible they are. I mean, so light and flexible. It makes them perfectly suitable for travel. Also, it makes my feet happy. As for sizing, I usually wear an 8 in running shoes, but I wear a 7 in Xero sandals because my feet are so narrow. I actually needed an 8 in the Mesa Trail, which surprised me. Yeah, it's my usual size, but I expected to need something smaller since they weren't overly built up or padded on the inside, especially after wearing other Xero shoes. As for sustainability, the fact that the shoes are designed to last at least 5,000 miles is the main selling point here. How does that make them sustainable? Because most people say you should replace traditional running shoes every 500 miles. And 5,000 miles is 10 times farther. 10 times. 10. 10, which means 10 times fewer running shoes in a landfill. 10. I'm sorry for the repetition, it's just kind of a big deal. Because 300 million pairs of running shoes end up in landfills every year. 300 million. That's a lot of materials being manufactured for such a brief use window, then just tossed out so they can pile up and contribute to harmful greenhouse gases as they slowly break down over decades, even hundreds of years. Then there's all the materials and emissions related to making new shoes. It's not pretty. Now think of how much good could be done if you divide that number by 10. That's a pretty big positive change. Yeah, recycled materials are amazing and we'd love to see Xero start using more of that or maybe become carbon neutral as a brand. But in the meantime, choosing footwear and gear that's made to last makes a huge difference when it comes to sustainability. Huge. So just think on that for a second. Bottom line, the Xero shoes, Mesa Trail shoes, are comfortable, roomy, breathable, and an all-around great hiking shoe or trail runner for those into or looking to get into the barefoot shoe movement. We can't recommend them highly enough as a sustainable, vegan, long-lasting shoe that's actually good for your feet. So go check them out. We'll put a link in the description below so you can make your feet happy. And yes, Xero also offers plenty of advice for making the switch to barefoot shoes. So if you need a little guidance, you're golden. That about wraps it up. Do you have more questions about Xero shoes that we didn't answer here? Drop them in the comments below and we'll get to them. But before you go, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future gear reviews and outdoorsy updates. And then go check us out on Terradrift.com where there's all kinds of additional content about sustainability and the outdoors. Give us a follow on the social channels too, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're at Terradrift on all of them. Makes it easy, right? Drop us a note and say hello. And as always, thanks for watching. You're the bomb. Now hit those trails and wander on. Seriously, they're good shoes. They're very light. Woo, 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 woo. Great for travel. Like these things just smush right up into your bag. Look at that. Ha! Seriously, once you dig into all of like the science behind barefoot style shoes, it's good stuff. Also, more sustainable, better for the environment. Don't throw your shoes out so often. They don't need it. Fun fact, Nike made that up. Yeah, they did, 100%. That was a marketing tactic to tell people they needed to replace their running shoes every 6 months. Yeah, Nike said that. Nike decided you needed new shoes every 6 months. Tell me if that makes any sense. It's like me telling you that your shoulders might suffer or get sunburned if you don't buy a new Terradrift shirt every 6 months. I don't know. You should buy a Terradrift shirt though. We designed these ourselves and there are all kinds of fun designs. I'm sure you'll love one of them or all of them. We'll put a link to the shirts in the description below as well. I am still holding shoes in my hand, so I'm gonna put them down and I'm gonna leave.